Hey, what's up guys? It's Apollo here. Hope you guys are doing well and welcome back to Middle-earth. This time we've got a sub-commanders battle. So what that means is that every player who's playing on the battlefield, that was a weird way to phrase it, but every player who's playing, I guess we'll just go with it, they are commanding one section of the force. So for example, we have Gundabad, but we have 4 players. So controlling the skirmishers and archers, we have the King of the North. And then in the center position, we've got like pikes and spears. That's commanded by somebody once told me the world is ... What a wonderful name. And then we have, let's see, he's still over here. What do we, oh, we got Cav commanded by J Monster. And I believe that's or no, we've got the swordsman commanded by Mr. Tot. So very cool. I love this style, this game mode. I guess it's not really a game mode, but it's a way to play a battle. It's really cool because it makes you focus on one thing, and that could be a good or bad thing because you can have tunnel vision and you have like in your head what you want to accomplish, but your ally, if he's controlling infantry and you want him to stay back but he charges, then you have to change your strategy and keep up with the rest of the army. It's really cool, like tactics and strategy. I really enjoy sub commanders and I think this is going to be a great battle. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at the other players for the other side. So we have Mordor, the meanest and the baddest of all bad. So in the front lines, we've got Uruk archers commanded by Starling. So very nice. He's also got some elite archers back there. And then for his spears, we've got Boris Beadle. He has a lot of Morgul's chosen. And then for infantry, we have Kelt Wejo. He has some Olag High, and then the rest of his infantry is in the very back. Controlling the Cav, we have Apollo the Great. Fantastic name. Apollo is great. And then I think that's everything. I think, yeah, I believe, right, that was 4 players, correct? Right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, okay, cool. Just making sure. So we're still waiting for the forces to form up. We didn't really look at the unit in detail, the army comp for the Gundabad Forces. So goblin trackers for King of the North. Lots and lots of goblin trackers. He does have elite archers in the back, the Numenorian Shadow Guard. Now, for most of the swordsmen, he's bringing mostly like two-handed swords. He's got the Black Uruks of the Mountains, which is a very solid troop. He's also got Guardians of Karen Doom, and he has some hammerers. Look at that. So really solid infantry. It's going to be tough to take on this very elite Gundabad Forces. Now, we are playing 3rd Age Reforged. By the way, guys, they have a special Discord, so if you're looking to play online and you want to get some games together, do some siege battles and whatnot, definitely check out the Discord. It's a great way to meet other players who also have the mod. So yeah, so you can do some epic battles. So we're gonna go ahead and just fast forward and get to the beginning. All right, guys, welcome back. In the skirmish phase is about to begin. That's, you know, traditionally how most of these 3rd Age battles begin. You know, pitch battles. Really, in Total War in general, this is usually how the battles begin, with a good old skirmish. So we've got a lot of goblin trackers. So he doesn't have skill on his side, but he has numbers, and he's going to try to use that to overwhelm the Uruk archers, who I think are a little bit better compared to the goblin trackers. Also, very interesting formation of hillmen. So I don't know if he's trying to use this really weak spear troop to absorb some of that arrow fire, but he is moving them forward. So this is really interesting what he's trying to accomplish here. I've never seen anything like that. We'll see how it plays out. If he can actually get to the archers and kind of kill them a little bit, that would be pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure the forces of Mordor would send forward some infantry. They do have some orc raiders close by, so in case the hillmen, you know, if they get a little too close, they'll be able to just charge in and protect their archers. But for now, they're just, you know, they are just continuing, is what I meant to say, their bombardment, their skirmish phase. And the goblin trackers are holding their own. Over on this side, they're really suffering a lot of casualties. So far, I would say that this is in favor of Mordor. And, you know, I love the fact, let me just take a second and just express how much I enjoy watching orcs butcher each other. You know, the only good orc is a dead orc, and we're gonna see a lot of dead orcs, so pretty pretty good stuff. I just gotta, you know, I just have to continue that ongoing joke of how I hate orcs, you know. But seriously, who likes orcs? Unless you're like, I don't know, Melkor or something. I mean, then they're your creation, right? But anyways, what am I rambling on about? So yeah, the skirmish phase still going on, and it is in favor of Mordor. And I think even though they kind of have a terrain advantage over on this side, these goblins, actually, so maybe it is going to be a lot closer than we, you know, than what I think. But if Mordor can win, really whoever wins the skirmishing phase, they can kind of just sit back and look pretty. That, you know, if you're starting to lose the skirmish phase, eventually you have to push forward your infantry and bring the fight to the enemy, because if you sit back, you're gonna die. And here comes the hillmen, and here comes the orcs. They're like, nope, nope, not today, hillmen, not today. So technically these are not orcs, but you know, they allied with the orcs, so an ally to the orcs is only good when it's dead. Okay, so the hillmen, they're so desperately trying to get these archers. The archers are now starting to use some of their ammo to focus down on the hillmen. So their strategy of trying to get them to absorb some of that ammo is working, but I don't know how effective that's going to be later on throughout the battle. We do have some cav flanking over here. We've got the Witch Realm Inquisitors. They're pushing over to the right flank from their point of view. And then we have a lot of Warg Riders pushing on this flank. Most of the cav on the Mordor side is focusing on their right flank, which would be the left flank of Gundabad. Oh, what is this? Oh, the hillmen are going for a charge. Wow, they actually are pulling it off. But nope, they're not going to get there in time. The Orc Raiders are going to stop that charge. The good news is that they were able to disrupt the formation, so now the Goblin Trackers can continue to just stand their ground and just keep on pumping arrows out through the sky, keep on getting kills, while the Uruk Archers are having to reform, reposition. Look at this, now he's moving on to the, oh my god, the craftiness of this player is fantastic, causing these archers to flee from their position. And I've never seen anything like that, so I really appreciate the creativity of this tactic. But it's not going to last long because his men are shaken. They're tired. Well, actually, they're fresh, but yeah, they're not exactly happy. So if he can get them away from the fight. Now he's sending in some cav. So I think Gundabad, great teamwork there from... remember, it's hard. It's easy to forget that each section of the force is commanded by someone else. So we're going to see, it's going to be really important to have great teamwork. So far, I think it's been great teamwork. I think J Monster almost had an opportunity. I understand why he's hesitant in charging in because of the stakes that are stationed right there. It's easy to lose a lot of cav that way. But again, the poor archers are constantly being terrorized by the Gundabad hillmen. Poor Mordor. I almost feel bad for him. Nope, look at that. They're charging into the archers. Oh my god. I cannot believe it. And I think he's going to fully commit here, or is he going to fall back? So, amazingly enough, Gundabad is now winning the skirmish phase. I thought Mordor had this in the bag, but until these really annoying hillmen, you know, not annoying to me, but if you're rooting for Mordor, they've got to be annoying. Or if you're playing as Mordor, they're just so annoying, harassing the archers. And now they're still, wow, they're wavering. They are now wavering. So I think finally they're going to be scared off the battlefield. But mission accomplished. Look at all of the dead Uruks on the battlefield. So a great, interesting start to this battle. I've really enjoyed this one so far. I've never really seen an infantry charge strategy like that. And I think Mordor probably could have done a little bit better of a job of protecting his archers. But yeah, I think it was just well executed from Gundabad. So great job. Here comes another cav charge. Look at this. They're seeking an opportunity. Yes. Yes, indeed. Fantastic. Just constantly, slowly chipping away at the Uruk archers. And what? Oh, only half of the archer force remains, which is not good for Mordor. Mordor might have to get aggressive here. This is a tough situation for Mordor because not only are they losing the skirmish phase, but they also have to charge uphill against this monstrous force of elite infantry. Look at the formation. That is a beautiful formation. I'm going to go ahead and Don't mind me. I'm going to take some screenshots here because it looks too good. Seeing these orcs. Alright, so back here, the skirmish. I mean, the goblins have definitely lost, you know, the forces of Gundabad. They've definitely lost a lot of skirmishers throughout the fight, but considering that they're goblin trackers and they're taking on Uruk archers, which are definitely a better unit, they're doing pretty well. They're doing extremely well. In fact, they might defeat the Uruk archers if they continue to fire. And also, they took out an Orc Raider unit. The Orc Raider, well, I mean, the Orc Raiders are still down to 87 men in total, but they've definitely done a lot of damage to not only the archers, but also the infantry. So we're definitely at a stalemate, and this is usually how sub-commander battles go. The players are very hesitant. They are afraid to make a hasty decision because they don't want to leave their allies behind. When you charge forward, you make sure everyone is charging forward and watching the flanks and etc. You know, one person can't go in alone, obviously, in these sub-commander battles. So now he's reforming the infantry. I think he's stretching it out, trying to match Mordor's infantry, who still has a very healthy army. And we still have, actually, you know, we still have two really good archer units. We've got the Numenorian Shadow Guard, right, Shadow Guard. I always think they're Shadow Bows. And then the Temple Guard. So they're doing just fine. Now, I think Gundabad might have to send up their Numenorian Shadow Guard. So you were definitely seeing some of the similar units on the battlefield. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I see some troop movement. Troop movement going on to the right side of Mordor. Apollo the Great. He might be looking for an opportunity to strike, but you know, at this point, I would be really defensive with my cav. This looks like a pretty nasty cav force of warg riders for Gundabad. So, you know, Mordor doesn't want to get caught out there and just evaporated. Losing cav early game is always so deadly and costly. Whenever I use my cav, unless it's just a perfect opportunity to like strike, to do a surprise attack, then I do, you know, really aggressive cav charges. But in most cases, I use my cav very defensively, extremely defensively, because I want to make sure I have cav towards the end of the battle. But it looks like both armies are being very defensive right now. In the skirmish phase, I mean, this has been a brutal skirmish phase so far. So, especially for Mordor. And Mordor, I guess Mordor was trying to give him a taste of his own medicine, or yeah, a taste of his own medicine by sending up infantry and trying to kill some of the archers. But you saw that cav charge earlier on from the Witch Realm Inquisitors, which I believe the general's in. So he was able to stop that charge, and now the infantry is breaking all the way back to the plains of Mordor. Mordor. And the skirmish phase continues on. So again, a slow-paced battle, guys. But this is very important, strategic-wise, extremely important at this phase. And right at the beginning, sometimes you can just tell when a battle is going to be decided during the skirmish phase. Not all the time, but sometimes. Now, let's not forget, he's got some Olag High, and we know trolls are pretty strong. They're very strong. So you got to watch out for them. And they've got to, you know, Mordor's got to approach this very carefully. I definitely think they can win this one, but it's going to come down to their cav. If Mordor is going to win this battle, they've got to win with their cav. I think they definitely have a good chance of beating these Warg Riders with the new mounted Numenorian Shield Guard and the mounted Temple Inquisitors. They've got really good units and very similar cav, so they pretty much have the same cav units between these two factions. And look at that. I love it. I feel like Alexander the Great is kind of like one's following the, it's like that first, whatever. I don't even know what I'm trying to explain right here, but yeah, they're both kind of just testing the waters, I feel like. We're so eager to charge in their cav. And oh, we got some infantry support. So we've got some Rudar heavy pikes. Oh, we might get a cav charge. I think finally this battle is really going underway. And the cav is falling back. That's a smart decision. You cannot win that engagement with the infantry support. So again, we're seeing a lot of great synergy from the forces of Gundabad. J-Monster doing a great job with his cav, and then we have somebody once told me who's doing a great job with his pikes. Oh, are they committing? I think they're bluffing. I don't think this is a true charge. I don't think he's going to go for it. I think he wants him to countercharge So the spears can... Oh, wait. I could be wrong. He might not be bluffing. He might not. I think he's fully... Yes, he's going for it. And then here's the counter charge. Oh, the cav battle has begun, folks. The cav battle is underway. And also, we got a battle between warg riders. That's awesome. So they need to send up infantry support. The spears need to hurry up and get over there if they want to support their warg riders. J-Monster's warg riders have been massacred by the Numenorian Shield Guard. Let's see what else is happening over here. Nothing really, just a skirmish still underway. We still have this one cav unit, Witch Realm Inquisitors. That is the rest of J-Monster's cav force. But yeah, they butchered the wargs, and they're gonna try to clean up these wargs before the infantry reinforcements show up. So that was not the wisest of decisions from J-Monster. Maybe he just didn't realize the balancing between the two units. Oh, and we got some archers over here. So King of the North sending over Numenorian Shadow Guard. Maybe it was a trap. Maybe he was trying to get his cav in range of the infantry and the archers and trying to take them out that way because they realized that they don't have strong enough cav to beat them alone. I'm not really too sure, but I hope Apollo the Great does not get stuck in fighting this infantry. And we also, oh, look at this, Uruk halberds from Mordor. So they're sending in some support as well to take on the pikes, the heavy pikes of Gundabad. Gundabad. I gotta say it like that every time. There we go, and they get a good charge. The wargs were thinking about doing a counter charge. Wait, what is this? Oh wait, more wargs left over. And they're just trying to clean them up. Clean them up. And now the spears are retreating from the fight. They realize that they cannot win this engagement. They have to fall back. This is actually his general unit too. That's pretty surprising that he would send in his commander into the fight right away. And then over here, again, the battle is just a very slow pace. We have infantry, though, pushing forward on the Gundabad side. So maybe, hopefully, we will see somewhat of an infantry fight. Look at this. Seriously? Is this what we're down to skirmish-wise? I mean, it's so rare to see a skirmish last so long with these archers. And it's just a handful of archers like, no, I'll never surrender. We'll keep on firing at each other until only one is left standing. So I think the archers have actually pushed forward to try to harass the infantry bank here of Mordor, which it doesn't really look like they're getting a lot of kills, but they're definitely getting some hit points, so that's something. But the battle over here has calmed down a little bit, and we're still at, you know, I think Mordor did a great job of recovering from that skirmish phase. We're still at a very even point of the battle. In fact, it's in favor. Look at the percentage kill. Look at that, 31 to 32. It's in favor in Mordor's side. So Mordor definitely has the edge. That's what the balance of power says, but who knows what the truth is to that. So it's like we're watching these sub-commanders kill their armies one at a time. So we saw the archer sub-commanders kill each other. We saw the cav sub-commanders kill each other. Now it's going to be down to the infantry and the spear sub-commanders. So, oh, they're pushing forward. Morgul is chosen in the front line. Uruk's ready to go. Oh, Gundabad. Gundabad is pushing up as well. Orc halberdiers are going to be in the front lines. See, these battles tend to be a little bit slower, guys, because of just, you know, again, synergy is very important. Trying to work together. Trying to make sure everyone's on the same page, and forces are pushing forward. We got what's left of the cav of Mordor, which, you know, is not that much, right? But as long as you have a small handful of cav, wait, they still have a small handful of cav too. Okay, so the cav is also very even though I felt like it was, you know, completely. Oh, the general. Wait, where is this? A general has fallen. And I don't know where. What the heck? Where did that happen? Did it happen over here? Was it that archer unit? Wait, oh, we got... Oh, yes, way over here. The cav took out the general for the archers. That's not a huge deal, though, because most of the archers are dead. It's not a problem. Alright, Orc halberds now retreating back. These armies are just so timid. So timid to fight each other. I am so ready for an infantry charge. You have no idea. I've just been so patiently waiting. But you all know what patience, the gift of patience is. It's patience. That's right. So hopefully we get a good infantry matchup here pretty soon. Mounted Numenorian Shield Guard going. Oh, are they going for a charge? No, but the Witch Realm Inquisitors, they're going to try to countercharge, but they're just too slow. And the Mounted Numenorian Shield Guard are able to get out of that fight. Very close encounter indeed. Now the Uruk halberds are forming back up, and Gundabad is the one advancing to Mordor's army. Over here, the Cav is still playing a little bit of a cat and mouse game, going back and forth, indecisive on this left flank from Mordor's point of view. Now the infantry is pushing forward. I think finally we're going to see some infantry troops battle each other. About time, right, guys? So there they go. And then close behind, we've got the Black Uruks of the mountains. They are getting peppered down a little bit from some archers in the very back. So yes, they still have some shadow guard who are doing lots of damage to Mordor's force. Now they're forming up. Oh, we got a charge. Here we go, guys. Here we go. The players are trying to work together. The sub-commanders. Let's see. The halberds should go in first, and then the infantry, the sorted infantry. And then, of course, the Morgul's chosen. They're going to hold. They're going to hold. Brace for impact. And now the Orcs are brutally killing each other. I love it so much. Fantastic. I spit in the general direction of the Orcs. There we go. Now, nice. I like that halberd infantry combo. Great teamwork. Great teamwork from Gundabad. And now we've even got some flanking troops. Wait, what happened over here? No way. Wait, did they just butcher this unit? What happened? Or is that from archers? Wait, I'm confused. What happened here? I don't know. We might have to go back and look at that, because that's a little weird. Like, seeing, like, not one of the Rudar heavy pikes dead, and they just butchered a bunch of halberdiers? That doesn't seem right. But now they're going to push their advance, push their advantage, push the flank, and this bloody fight for the center lines still going on. Now Mordor setting in some Sauron's will to reinforce that front line as more and more pikes get to the front line. And oh, look at this, the Witch Realm Inquisitors going for the side flank of Morgul's chosen. So they're really trying to soften up their numbers, but unfortunately, Mordor, they've got to use their cav to try to protect their flank. That's another force who have lost half their men. Oh, Gundabad. Gundabad. It's hard to tell what's going on. Now we have some Olag High in the mix trying to support that front line. I think Mordor, with their elite infantry, might be able to win this fight. Let's see, we've got a mess of a fight over here. I'm so sorry, it's kind of confusing who's who. But just remember, it's Gundabad versus Mordor. And the Numenorian Shield Guard. Oh, and we've got a flank of Numenorian Shadow Bows getting around the heavy pikes and just melting them away. This flank is definitely looking like it's going to be a victory for Mordor, but over in the center lines, it's a different story. And now we have Temple Inquisitors trying to reinforce this this gap, this hole. And now we have another general dead on the battlefield. I'm not sure whose general that was. We're going to see a lot of dead generals throughout this fight. But yeah, Mordor just hanging on for dear life, hoping that their flanks win and then they can come in and close around Gundabad. Still a very even fight. If we look at the percentage, actually, wow, ow, that's a huge difference. I mixed ow and wow. Allies killed 50. They've actually killed a ton of Mordor's troops. So 64% of Mordor's men are still alive. Half of, let's see, yeah, 58% of Gundabad still alive and kicking. So, oh my god, it's like almost impossible to tell who's who. Oh my god, so it's gonna be hard to tell who's gonna win this one. It's unfortunately I can't, like, you know when you play the actual live battle you can like click a button and it shows your troops and the enemy troops. I wish that was a thing for replays, but unfortunately it's not. We've got a flanking charge, a hammer and anvil from the Orcs of Gundabad, but we've got a counter flank from the Mountain Numenorians from Apollo the Great, which of course is Mordor, so they're able to chew up that Gundabad cav, and the cav is pretty much stuck in melee. The general is in the fight. So over here, Mordor is doing very well. I think, you know, I need to zoom in on the minimap. I think that's going to be a good way of looking. There goes another general. So let me zoom in here. There we go. See, that's a much better picture on that minimap. So you can see that Gundabad is doing quite well in the center lines, but on the flanks, Mordor is certainly winning, especially with the support of the Olag High. Olag High. Temple Guard now trying to quickly win this battle on the flank from Mordor. The heavy pikes, Rudar heavy pikes, are hanging on for dear life, but they are surrounded on multiple flanks. Now the trolls are going in. The trolls are going in, and they're trying to take out the archers, what's left of these archers. Over here, this is actually quite even between Mordor. We got the Morgul's Chosen versus the Guardians of Carn Dûm. So, very close fight. And again, Mordor, look at Sauron's will closing in on that blue mass. What is that? We got a huge mass of Goblin Band. Fantastic. Not that they're really going to do much. So, still, Gundabad is hanging on to the center position. Down here, it's looking very, very close. But I think Mordor is going to be able to take this one. And the balance of power. Oh, look at the percentage killed. Now shifting greatly in favor of Mordor. It's still more died from Mordor, but only by 1%. Before, there was like a 10% difference. There goes another general. That's supposed to be Azog. Yeah, get him. Get him. Fantastic. Oh, the death. The nail in the coffin right here. The hammer and anvil strikes of the Mountain Nazgul and the Olag High coming in to close in. Mordor is, I think they're going to win this one. You've got a really healthy unit of Sauron's Will who's pushing on the flank. I mean, it's a close one, guys. It's very close. But I think so far, Mordor has the edge in this one because they are winning on the flank. And I think really it comes down to the fact that they had more cav. I think they just overall had better infantry. And maybe, I mean, maybe the Gundabad players could have executed that plan a little bit better. But, you know, it's tough. It's tough. I definitely tip my hat. I tip my fedora in the general direction of the Gundabad players for being the aggressive one. I always appreciate the aggressive players because people tend to want to camp and whatnot in these fights. So the Olag High still causing a lot of issues for the center lines, and you can see, look at in the mini map once this little animation goes. Oh, this general just got kicked. Look at, you can see the red claws of death closing in on what's left of Gundabad. So a bloody orc battle, but only one orc army will be left standing.
The defeat seems almost certain.
Yeah, defeat does seem certain. Seems certain indeed. So we're closing in on the final couple seconds of this battle, or minutes, I should say. And Mordor just was able to, I think really Mordor just had superior infantry. I think Gundabad probably should have been a little bit more defensive with their cav instead of being so aggressive. But I don't think it was a huge loss because after that first cav engagement, it's not like Mordor had a ton of cav left over, you know? But they still had just enough to cause some havoc in the back lines. Oh, taking out the hammerers. The Olag High were also very important. It's unfortunate that Gundabad did not bring any of those fancy Gundabad trolls that we know and love. And now they're just finishing up the last of the Rudar heavy pikes, who have certainly been holding for a very long time. So yeah, this is the final stand, and they are breaking. They realize that there is no hope in this battle. Excuse me. And I think, what is this, the final stand? Yep, that's it. That's it, guys. So we'll go ahead, fast forward. So that was mostly a skirmish phase, but it was a really cool fight till the end, is what I meant to say. So here's the results. Everybody bringing very similar numbers. J-Monster had a tiny force, but again, it's the Cav force. Also, Apollo the Great even had less of a force. If we look at the kills, King of the North, he was the archer. Yeah, the archers did great for both. I think Starling was also an archer commander, so they did great. Celt, Jew or whatever, he did really well, getting 812 kills with, I believe he was the spear infantry. So I think that was really the deciding factor. So let's just go ahead and I'll show you the results of the units. You can pause it here if you want to look at it more closely. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me for another epic battle. If you enjoyed the battle, be sure to leave a like, a comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it so much. And that is sub commanders for you. You got to be organized. You got to have good communication. It's really important. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.